So I'm Jack, I'm a partner of ISM Training, and I'm here to talk a little bit about an issue that I think is huge within this space, and it is just around trust. Now, a few people have already spoken about this when they've put their project forward and what they've talked about, and doing that thing for free for someone. Giving out little bits of education is the way I want to do that. And I just want to help people understand how they can grow within what they're doing. So is it that way? Perfect. Does anyone know what would give you a 350% return on investment? Bitcoin, the latest meme coin, investing in Chainlink. Please buy Chainlink, it needs to go up. Anything like these. But the actual thing that gives you a 350% return on investment, this was done around 6 years ago, the survey. For every dollar spent on training your staff and helping them develop, will give you a 350% return on investment as an absolute minimum. And when I sit down with traditional Web2 companies or traditional companies, one thing they've always done is invest in the humans. They want the humans to grow. People make a huge amount of money and they see that as the success. One did an amazing raise where they made hundreds of millions. I've worked with so many projects that have raised 20, 30, 50 million. And they see that as their success. But the real success comes from when you're helping the people grow below you, because they will give you the return on investment on what you're making. So when I sit down and talk with these companies, I say the missing linchpin here is the training, the growing your team, having them have emotional intelligence, having them have growth mindset so they can grow your money for you. Now there's some very, very smart people in the room here. Does anyone know what this formula is? No? Any guesses? It's very simple. This is the trust formula. Now there is one thing, as I said, that still remains. You're buying from people. And without trust, you will not buy from that person. And the trust formula is something I implement straight away when I sit down with the company. And I get them to work out how can they trust? How can they build trust? How can they have their team build out the trust? And the trust formula is very simple. Credibility, reliability, intimacy. But the big divide is self-orientation. And Simon actually mentioned this when he talked. If you're constantly going, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? What do I get out of this? Your trust will be sliced in half straight away. Because you're always looking out for you. Where really with the trust formula, if you start to look at that for your company when you take this away today, you can say, how can we be more credible? How can we be more reliable? How can we be more intimate with the people that we talk with? And a very simple way to do it is people talk about doxed teams and undoxed teams. If you're trying to make $1 billion project, why are you hiding your face? People know who the CEO of Amazon is. They know who the CEO of Apple is. They know these giant companies. And if you want to be part of that, you need to build trust with your community and the people that you're working with, including the stakeholders and your staff. And I do one other thing with them. I'm going through it as quick as I can because I know we're a little behind on time. I say to them, can you explain it to your grandma? How many times have you gone to an event and someone goes, oh, we've got this great project. It's quicker than a supercomputer, it's on the blockchain, it does this, it does this, it does this. And they're vomiting this brochure at you. They're not building trust with you. They're not engaging you. They're not showing you value in any way. And they're overcomplicating it within the space. So when you sit down and say, can you explain it to your grandma? Think about that with what you're trying to do. With this, we all have mobile phones. Some of you are on them right now. I see that. That's great. With a mobile phone, do you ever go into a store and say, how does my phone call connect to the satellite, come back and go to the other phone? It's not something you do. You go in, you look, does it do better pictures than I currently have? Is it quicker? Does it have better memory? You make it simple and you look at the value for yourself. You look at what it will do for you. So projects can build out trust using the trust formula and show the value by showing how simple it is and what the benefit of their project is. They can advance massively and be hugely ahead of the competition within just a couple of months. So that's two very simple things I want you to take away, try with your project, try the trust formula, talk to your salespeople, and also get it to a point you can explain it to your grandma, you can explain it to a child, so when they're going and they're talking and they're interacting with people at these events, they're not just blurting it out in their face, they're building a relationship, they're building trusts, and they're showing the value of what you currently do. And if they can walk into a room and have the ability to speak, the ability to engage, the ability to take those people and say, look, this is what I do, it's that simple, how can we help, how can we work together? Your project will go above and beyond anything else out there. So yeah, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to share those two little bits of knowledge with you. But if you want to know anything more about what we do, how we talk with projects, please come and talk to me. Same as what Simon said, I think there should be people that do this for free. People who sit down with teams and go over this. Because we want to grow this community together. We want it to be the next big thing. And to do that, we need to work together on it. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Jack, Will, good job.